we operate out of a container called critical thinking and cultural affirmation, by which we mean we believe that acknowledging our Africanness is strengthening. And that critical thinking, which I used to think was some kind of highfalutin intellectual gymnastics exercise, can be as simple as asking why. Why things are the way they are. How do we come to be as we are as a people? Yes? And that is what we have invited you all here to do today.
And so when I think about masculinity and manhood, I say it is the combined experiences of all the things that we have gone through collectively as a people that impact who we are at this present moment. And there is what I call the wish list of what we would like for black masculinity and black manhood to be. And there is the reality of the legacy of untreated trauma that is a direct result of the experiences of colonialism and slavery and Jim Crow and the absolute fight for our lives and then our liberty that we have engaged in over these many, many hundreds and hundreds of years, so that at this present time, masculinity and manhood is a combination of contradictions and emotionalities that need to be interrogated and explored in order for us to do more than have an analytical conversation about it, but to explore it emotionally. I say this is the revolution that needs to be internalized, because that is how we deal with this thing called masculinity and manhood. It's about how we live. Not what we think we should be, but how we actually live.
I hear two things. I hear two conversations. One is a conversation about sort of idealized types of manhood. What we want manhood to be, how we collectively as a community describe and frame manhood. Being responsible, taking care of oneself, handling one's business in all sorts of ways. Moving with dignity. We can move on down the list of things that we idealize manhood to be. And I think that's an important conversation to have, particularly if we're going to talk about reframing and reimagining manhood in the context of a world that has all this other messy stuff attached to manhood. And that's the other piece of the conversation that I'm hearing. And part of it is how the world responds to that body, that physical black body that is seen as something that is worthy of fear and lethal force by the police and all these other things, right? Is that the black male body represents something else. It represents a threat. It represents something immoral, something violent, something dangerous, something that is not worthy of dignity and respect or even recognition as a fundamentally human thing, right? So that's the other thing we got to worry about. So as we navigate this conversation, I think we have to think about what we want manhood to be. But we also have to think about all the stuff that is attached to manhood that we want to reject, like hypermasculinity, like hypersexuality, like compulsory heterosexuality. There's all this stuff attached to manhood that we need to be unreliable. You know, men just gonna lie. I mean, we're going down the list of stuff we attach to manhood, and particularly black manhood. And then at the end of that conversation, I think we have to ask if this very idea of masculinity or manhood is sustainable in the face of that history, because you can't just get rid of history. You know, when I talk to white folk, I say the very idea of whiteness is a problem. Yep. Right? Because, I mean, if anything, I want to destroy whiteness. I want them to be race traitors to themselves. Because they have to understand that whiteness is attached to all this power, all this unchecked, unearned power. Mm-hmm. Lines of same-sex attraction, but it also happens along lines of race. So that when black folk do it, it gets pathologized in a way that it doesn't when white folk do it. You know what I mean? Which is where you get terms like the down low, right? I mean, the idea of a down low emerges as a way to frame black sexual practice and behavior and ideology as deviant as opposed to white folk. Nobody. Governor McGreevey, Jim McGreevey, New Jersey, was never called a down low governor. You know what I mean? Brokeback Mountain is not called a down low governor. Right? It just never is. But there's a way when black folk do it. We got, I mean, you have Essence Magazine, Ebony Magazine, 10 ways to find, I swear, like for a whole year straight, every episode, article, 10 ways to find if your man's on the down low. If he scratches his nose 3 times, you know, that's a signal, you know. And Oprah rarely does shows focused on black issues. And she rarely has black off, you know, I mean, the one black author she gets is J.L. King, and the one black topic she gets is the down low. So now, the black body, as if we don't have enough stuff from what's my man, under Dukakis, the guy, the rapist, Willie Horton. From Willie Horton on back or on forward, all these, as if we don't have enough controlling violent images of black males. Now we have the down low, which isn't even an individual black male, but a composite black male walking around with his penis as his weapon of mass destruction, destroying black female bodies. You know, taking away all sexual responsibility and autonomy from black women, right? They just victims, Catholic victims, waiting for this gay black man who just won't admit it to pop out, right? And they frame this man as someone who's violent, who needs protection, and who we need to be wary of. All that stuff happens only for black folk. And that emerges out of a media and out of an academic institution and apparatus that only focuses on black folk. That's my only point, I guess.